Yo, what's up, guys? This is ENTP Nurture. I'm going to react to an amazing video created by my friend's YouTube channel. Her name is called Rose. You guys should really check her out. She's Masculine Effie. It's really interesting YouTube channel. It's all about self-help, which I love. Let me just try streaming. And she's made a video on consciousness, which is very near and dear to my heart. So we are going to I'm going to watch it with you, and then I'm going to add my thoughts on the video, if that makes sense, because I feel I have a lot to contribute in this aspect of consciousness. Now if I just have to share my screen. Okay, I gotta share this. Share audio. Now this is getting shared. Okay, now if I just do this, Steven Legal, I don't know. Okay, let's go.
A few months ago, I started to track.
Oh, by the way, this is Rose's channel, which is Rose V, right? Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like. All right.
A few months ago, I started to track when I was going unconscious and why, and trying to see if it was connected to what my demons are and objective personality. And that's been a really interesting exercise. When I first started looking at when I was going unconscious, really all I was looking for was when I stopped paying attention to what I was doing. I was not actively paying attention in the present moment to what I was doing. Every animal seems to be responding to their environment. They're acting upon the environment based off a bunch of complicated factors, right? I read a really good book that helped uncomplicate it for me. And I can see now that the person in the moment who's deciding how to act is made up of multiple things. It's made up of your biology, how your genes are expressed, which includes, I think, your personality, your history, which is just your entire background, plus how you personally view that history. Then it's your environment, what's going on in your immediate environment, and then the state of your brain, which is basically the state of your body as well.
Like, this is really interesting, this diagram. I really like
all
it.
of that would affect your brain
state. Especially the word action.
Kind of together in the moment will inform how you decide to act on the environment. And that's not consciousness. That's just what we are doing all day, every day. But there's this extra layer, which is what consciousness seems to be. Consciousness is just our ability to step outside of ourselves and witness what we're doing. So what does it mean when you're
That's a synchronicity, guys. I didn't even watch this video.
Unconsciousness is used is you're unconscious when you are acting in the world. You're
No. Oh no, I cut out. My god. No, I thought I had a perfect video. All right. Let's back up. Let's back up. Maybe maybe the god was like, pause here and speak. It is really interesting, and the consciousness word comes from when you're feeling something, you're not the emotion, but you're a guy witnessing the emotion. That's where you catch yourself. There's this distinction that is there. Because when you're unconscious, that distinction isn't there. You are what you feel. I am hungry. Even the language is designed that way. I am hungry. But when you become conscious, you become someone witnessing that you're hungry. You become someone witnessing that your body feels hunger right now, and there's a difference. The unconscious version doesn't have a choice that you can choose, as in I am hungry, now what, right? there's not much of a choice there. You kind of accept that state as it is, very animalistically. Oh, this is what's going on. But when you're witnessing something, you do have a choice. This hunger doesn't have a power over you. You are just there's this hunger, and then there's you witnessing the hunger. And now, what you want to do? It's really interesting. So let's watch the video.
Long term in my memory because I'm unconscious. But in that moment, where am I consciously? I'm consciously probably in the future, thinking about how this will affect me in the future and the actions I'm going to have to take in the future. Or I'm consciously in the past. You're always conscious. It's just you're not always conscious of this moment. If consciousness is really just you experiencing an experience, then you can go back and experience an experience you already have, or you can go forward and try and simulate an experience you might have in the future.
Yeah.
This ability to time travel is exactly how humans are so successful. When Dave and Shan say that you are unconscious, or someone says you're acting unconsciously, why is that a bad thing? It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you haven't built up the muscle to act unconsciously in a responsible way. There's so much that we need to own in our lifetime.
Whoa, she said act unconsciously in a responsible way. Act unconsciously in a responsible way. So it's like you're almost channeling your unconscious to do something responsible. So you're unconsciously being productive. Interesting.
Certain amount of it at a time. So it's helping you by shielding you from that, so you can work on one thing at a time and progress. But that means that all of the problems you're not solving, you are potentially digging yourself deeper. Consciousness, I said that it was generally seen as a good thing, and I think on the broad spectrum it is. Like it's what allows humans to progress as a species. But it also has a bad side. Imagine you are consciously witnessing yourself make the same mistake over and over and over and over for years, and you can't solve your way out of it. Eventually, you stop believing that you can change it, and that kind of gets incorporated into what I'm calling like your history or your personal narrative, and that's harmful.
With history, what I call it is your belief system, which is what we'll be exploring in the future. This channel, we're going to bring belief system and all that stuff, and how to change the belief system, which I'm super excited to share. But it's coming in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Because now you're giving your brain permission to not look there. In the course of our life, we've been hurt so much that we are allowing ourselves not to look at places because our personal narrative has given us permission not to look there. All this to say, when someone says you're being unconscious, it usually points to you're not paying attention to something you need to pay attention to. But the fact of the matter is that most people aren't paying attention most of the day. It's something like insane. Like we're probably only consciously aware of what we're doing like 5 to 10% of the day. Now, how this ties to OP is just the fact that they use the word, but also this is what they're tracking in us. This is how they can see our parts, is because we are unconscious so much of the day. And if, say, your personality is somehow tied to your biology, that is a part of this equation that makes you up, that informs how you act on the world. That would be something that they could track. And that would snowball across time, right? Because if you're unconscious most of the time, your life is going to point to a more chaotic life or a more orderly life, or a more life centered around play, or a life more
so when you're unconscious, right, so whatever belief system you have will be running almost on autopilot. So right now I'd like to bring in a theory where circumstances are a reflection of your state of being, your state of being a consequence of your belief system. All right, you follow me? Your belief system creates your state of being. Your state of being is almost creates the circumstance that you're in. The outside world doesn't matter. How are you reacting? So you have some beliefs that you're believing. All right. Now, what we are going to do in the future is we are first going to become aware, conscious of our belief system, then change it to the desired belief system and let that run in the autopilot. So slowly and naturally, automatically, your world will start changing. And that is what we are going to do in the future, where we find out and figure out the belief that we are believing that's causing this. and then change it and have that run in the autopilot. So because you are living in autopilot for 90% of your life, 90% of your life, yeah. So our goal, and we are only conscious 10% of the time, and it takes so much energy and effort. So our goal is to become conscious, change it, do our stuff, come out. So you're living in a more conscious way, right? And eventually the goal is to live in the moment, in in conscious awareness, meaning you're conscious of this moment, every moment, now, and now.
Centered around sleep. They're just using the binary coins. They can see that. So tell me, I'd love to hear what you think consciousness is and what makes you go unconscious. Is it tied to your demons? Thanks so much for watching.
Yo, this is an
See you next time.
amazing YouTube channel. You guys have to check this out. Rose V. I don't know how you're gonna find her, but find her, OPS Rose V. What is consciousness? To subscribe, like. So let me give you my take on consciousness, and let me just remove this. Okay. Let me give you my take on your consciousness. Consciousness is nothing but awareness. Awareness of what? It is literally like a torchlight. All right. You have everything, meaning the reality that you're experiencing. By reality, it encompasses everything. This house, this air that I'm feeling with my hands, my breathing, the emotions, my thoughts, everything is reality. All right. Conscious awareness is like a torchlight that is shining light on a very specific area. Like, say, like, here's, so I'm using my phone's torchlight to brighten my face up. Right now, look, I'm look, it's like this is you, right? You are conscious of the, you cannot see the switch here. You are conscious of the switch, right? Now you point this at me, you're conscious at me. Look, I'm shining brightly. It doesn't mean that these things don't exist. Everything exists. You're just being aware of whatever the light is being shined upon. Uh, let's say you do this in a more metaphysically. You are conscious of your thoughts, your emotions, your past, your future, what other people believe your past, your future is, what other people want you to be like. Everything is consciousness, right? So this act is consciousness. So once you understand this is going to be really helpful in changing your belief system, because what we are going to do is we are going to, in future coming episodes, we are going to create, you have like what do I say, intentional, you are going to give intent to this consciousness and have it shine light upon your belief system. You see this, and once it shines light upon your belief system, then uh, you're gonna tinker with it, and once you change it, it runs on autopilot, right? So right now it's running with your conscious attention. Right now it's running in autopilot. So we are gonna see, create change the belief system and have it run in autopilot, right? So that is the idea of everything. And I like that, I close the tab, I like that image with the eyes and stuff, because there's so much things have to like share, guys. But yeah, that's what's coming up. Do subscribe to her, like, comment, to share her video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.